hear us?
No, we can't. Joe, how are you, sir?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. Did you talk to your mother this weekend?
Yes, I did. Sent her her obligatory Whole Foods bag of treats.
Nice.
Kind of like my go-to birthday present, Father's Day, Mother's Day, any type of holiday. It's just send them a bag of treats.
That's actually a really good idea. I think I'll do that for my mother's birthday. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
actually.
you get the cakes, the flowers. Treats.
Yeah.
My mom likes certain types of cheeses, so
that's an awesome idea, dude.
And then some deli stuff.
Yeah, Whole Foods should sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Amazon, Whole Foods, one of them. But just buy us already. I'm getting tired, man. I'm getting tired.
My wife and I went and walked the big bridge at Key Biscayne on Sunday morning. We've been exercising daily, so and fasting daily. So we're
pretty hot out there, wasn't it?
It was a warm day, but we were there and we went in the morning, so not as bad. But we've been walking every day, at least 30 minutes, fasting, counting calories. We're both like determined to get our shit together. So
you guys need to drop you probably need to lose about 50 pounds, right?
Exactly.
No way. No,
not that much. I need to drop 30 pounds. I mean, my ideal weight they claim is 165, but I'd look like a friggin' chicken if I.
How tall are you?
5'11" and a half, almost 6 feet. Yeah,
165 is about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm shooting for 170. I'm at 202. So we're 32 pounds to go. So
wow, good for you, man. No, I just asked. Go ahead.
No more processed sugar, the whole bit. So
yeah, but that's why I just do the coffee, no sugar, no cream anymore, or the tea. Yep. And the other thing you got to kick out of it is the booze.
Yeah, I don't drink much.
There you go.
Hardly ever. I mean, I have like 2 beers a year. So
wow, well, that's about what I do in a mild happy hour when I go. So, but I don't go much. No, this weekend, I was at the Bloomberg thing on Friday. Met a couple of people. Met the crypto.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, offline. Yeah. Good context there with their institutional desk. A-Rod was there, said hi to him, said hi to this chairman of Starwood, the chairman of Founders Fund, this other guy who was doing a party out next to the Mercedes-Benz pit area for Formula One. So it was just tons. And I mean, there's just a lot of good-looking people at these things.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, did you go to the race itself?
No, well, this was at the Edition. So it was the Bloomberg thing. And then the one I was trying to see if you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And but then the Aston Martin team was there, so I was talking to them a little bit. And I'm telling you, what I was getting at is that Friday I was rolling up there, and I'm like, damn, it's hot out for once. I mean, it was the first really hot day of the year, and then Saturday I didn't go out because I had to do some stuff for my daughter, and a lot of people I know went out, and they were just, I mean, it was hot out in Miami Gardens. Put it that way. It was like 94 that day, so you got like 110 in the direct sun. So a lot of people, some people got so exhausted that Saturday they didn't go back out on Sunday. So
Jesus.
So it was just but all around a great success. I've heard from everyone. Learned some stuff. Actually, I saw the chairman of the Formula One circuit, Masai or something like that. He's also chairman of Liberty Media Group, and so he was talking about the money, the business model around F1 and what he's done in content, and then he owns part of a couple other sports teams, maybe the Broncos and the Braves. I think they own the Braves completely. But just how the big conglomerates these things are with the businesses around the team.
It's crazy.
So just insane, but all around an exciting, fun weekend. It was a big Miami weekend. Saw Suarez as well, Mayor Suarez. And, man, he is a good pitch guy. I mean,
dude, totally.
That guy is one of the most networky mayors I've ever met.
Yeah.
But just, plays in the center pretty well, and just an overall good guy to be promoting, Miami to everyone, and took some shots at Austin. He is like, oh yeah, Austin's great, but Do you know anybody hanging out in Paris going, I'm flying to Austin?
No, exactly. That's
flying
great.
to like Miami. And so he was pretty cool, but just all around good time. You know,
And
didn't
now
get a lot of work
that
done.
now that Texas is pretty much Gilead, you know, it's you know Gilead.
Mm-mm.
The TV show. Have you seen the TV show Handmaid's Tale?
Maybe little bits of it, but I haven't really
It's
watched
really
it.
good show, really good series, awesome. And the name of the country that they formed when these fundamentalist Christians took over is called Gilead.
Oh,
so that's why I call Texas Gilead.
But they seceded Texas or something, or
no? They seceded the whole. They took over the United States. It was a big war. There were explosions that killed all of Congress, et cetera, et cetera. So. It was,
oh wow,
yeah, it's actually an awesome
like
series.
a Rapture kind of movie.
Yeah,
okay.
kind of. So we got this.
What do we got? Fear and Greed. Hey, looks good, man. Looks good.
Got an 11.
It's like no shit, man. The price has just been going down all weekend. Everybody's panicking. I sent a text to a buddy of mine who just got into crypto like 6 months ago, and not on my advice, but just he goes, "I'm just buying it all and holding for the long haul." I hadn't talked to him in like 5 months. I sent him a text and I said, "Hey, dude, just want to check in on how your crypto wallet's doing. You know, I'm here for any tips if you want to talk." And blah blah blah. And he didn't even respond to me.
Oh.
And I think he thought I was talking shit, and I wasn't. I was more like, "Hey, you know," because he said he was in for the 5. How did I lose my camera? He said he was in for like the 5-year long haul, and I'm like, okay. But anyhow, so naturally. I don't know if I can figure out how my camera gets working again, but
anyway, yeah, look, I bailed on a lot over the last couple of months and chilling out, just waiting for this. So, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm excited. So, you know, look, it sucks for people that are doing the long-term hold, but if you're doing a long-term hold, you know what happens. You know, this is not like we do this. This is what we do. We dump. Everybody gets freaked out, so we dump more. Everybody gets freaked out more, so we dump more. It's just human nature. And then we run back up again. I can't guarantee you we'll run back up again, but it's certainly we certainly have a history of recovering beautifully and making all-time highs. So
look, you know, to that end it's always that question at these cycles when you're sitting there going WTF on steroids. What comes next? And I'm telling you, the consensus, lots of crypto talk at the Bloomberg conference, and the consensus amongst all of them was that even Bloomberg Intelligence is that, you know, crypto's here to stay. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Totally. So that means hold your stuff or add. Yeah. When you see, I wouldn't be adding yet. My own personal thing, I think there's that capitulation candle down.
Yeah, I do too.
And so I don't know why this keeps shutting off. And you know, I wait for that myself.
Yeah.
I might have to go no camera today. So,
all right.
You know,
well, our viewership should rise.
Yeah, there you go.
On that note, I tweeted this weekend and got some good responses too. I said, crypto Twitter is full of some cynical motherfuckers in the middle of big opportunities, deep discounts on projects building critical infrastructure, a coming economic crisis to show the power of DeFi to build financial freedom, institutional and political adoption as never before. And I said, your attitude equals the price, right? And I mean, and that's, look, it's all psychological. It's all emotional shit, you know? So,
yeah.
Though I did see this article, though, that said that Bitcoin whales are jumping ship as exchange inflows reach 3-month high. You know, and the idea there is that people are bringing them off wallet into the exchanges to sell. And it's a number that people keep track of. But you had some other data that you were looking at as well, something that came in about, did you have an institution coming in article?
No, I had something on halving and hash rate.
So anyway, look, this is what happens, you know, price goes down. Johnny come latelys with lots of money get panicky and they're going to go in and sell and push it down further instead of hanging out. It's just
here we go.
Just the way it is.
Yeah, BTC futures, CME, BTC futures open interest doubles over the last few days. It's 5-month high. Now I can't see the it's up to almost 4 billion open interest. So, you know, that shows activity. A lot of activity. So maybe people moving onto the exchanges, maybe those whales might be some of the institutions. Maybe it might be, rather than retail guys holding for a long time. So I don't look at that as a bad thing like that. Like you're saying in that article or showing in the article, I look at it as just, there's so much volume these days. So if they're moving into exchanges like that they're probably constructing, calls down below pretty significant places. I don't know if they're all doing stop losses or not, but it tells me that everybody's getting in position to catch that knife, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe so. So anyway, this is great, Joe. If you feel like you're just too addicted to crypto trading, there's a new detox center that's launched, and for 90,000 euros per week, they will cure you of your trading addiction.
Shit, I can do that. I can do that for 10,000 a week for someone. Let's go drop you on a desert island with 50 gallons of water and no electronics. You'll get
I'm going to call in and have your internet disconnected.
Exactly. Get you arrested.
You're fucking cured, dude.
Yeah, you got to do 90 days in minimum security, but you're cured, buddy.
It just cracks me up, man. It's like, and somebody's going to buy this. And this is the funny thing. It's remote via like Skype or whatever.
So you having a token?
You're not even getting like the fancy sauna treatment and the gourmet meals. You're just fucking detoxing remote.
Zooming on your iPhone.
It's some little angry man screaming, "Stop trading! Stop trading!" It cracks me up.
That is funny as shit.
Tron has launched their stablecoin. I'm sure most of DeFi is going to jump right in.
Who are those blockchain leaders?
I don't know. Let's see.
Steve.
Whoever
Bubba.
He could pay off.
Ho Chi Minh.
Oh, well, okay. Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and Ellipsis are among the first to have listed it. Well, okay. Listing doesn't mean approved by the protocol. Anybody can list. So
yeah, those are all probably paid listings too.
Exactly.
Woo! We paid them to list.
I'm trying to see who these people are. These big backers.
Yeah, the CPP. Communist Party government.
Yeah, there you go.
Run this or we lock you up.
I don't see who the hell he's talking about. Big blockchain leaders. I guess that's what they mean was the Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and Ellipsis. But sigh.
Well, Justin, people don't want to take his calls anymore.
Who would? Would you? I wouldn't do a fucking thing with the guy. I mean, you're just asking for trouble. It's like there are regulators all over this guy, and who would do a deal? I can't imagine it. You got to be a complete idiot, or maybe he'll pay you $500 million. I don't know.
Well, I'd sign up for that one. Is it by Zoom?
Telling you what, $500 million and a citizenship paid for in a country without extradition.
Yeah. I guess you have to go for. Well, I mean. Non-extradition. I don't think France does, and I don't think Brazil does.
France doesn't?
No, they don't.
Wow.
No. Yeah. So.
Oh, France, I would do in a heartbeat. My family would be happy there.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, you got to think, what would anybody want to extradite you for? I mean, Justin.
Well, if it's Justin Tron.
Yeah.
God knows.
Yeah. Well, he's got the. I'm sure somebody could extrapolate some kind of derivative liability from the BTT. And back to the olden days, when Silk Route was going and all of that. It's like, I'm sure somebody could throw it together in a courtroom.
They could indict a peanut butter sandwich, right?
Yeah. So, and then, a couple of $1 billion fine and you're good to go. But
there you go. I'm not going to get into this, but I've posted a link into the show notes. Polkadot, or somebody put it out, an entire PDF beginner's guide to understanding how Polkadot works, which I desperately need.
I want to read that too.
Yeah. So I'm putting that in the show notes for everybody. No need to really go into it because I haven't read it yet, but it's good to see them doing something like this because I think I think a lot of people are like you and I, we just don't have a deep understanding of it. So that's good shit.
God knows I've invested in it like 4 times up and down, or down and up. It's been good to me.
I replied to the mooch again this weekend.
Has he replied to you yet?
No.
Oh, man, you're stalking him?
But I am stalking him. So he does this whole bit about, I mean, it all makes sense. This is all legit. Bitcoin, this is the time to buy, institutions coming in, et cetera, et cetera. And, even if it gets down to 10,000, 18,000, it doesn't matter what the price is. It's going to be, Bitcoin's going to be blah, blah, blah. Right. And then he just throws in the last tweet in the thread, he talks about once the cash ETF for Bitcoin is approved, it'll force larger companies into the space. Larger company CTOs will love the technical integrity of Algorand. Like out of nowhere, six tweets about Bitcoin, and then suddenly CTOs will love Algorand. And when that happens, it'll become one of the main layer ones of the future. So I, of course, couldn't just let that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't sound like something Brad would let lay. Like, gonna go in and pitch his UI UX contract real quick here. Here it comes.
It's the same shit I always say, right? I said Algorand needs to get their messaging act together. If all that it claims to be, they are completely missing the boat on how to position and leverage what sounds like powerful tech to get devs on board, especially since it can target one of the largest populations of developers in the world. Well, here's the interesting thing. Out of that, the new CEO of the Algorand Foundation not only liked this tweet, Stacey Warden, she not only liked this tweet, but then she followed me. Wow. So look, at the end of the day, and then I went and looked through her tweets, and she actually, since she started, I think she started 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, that she's been massively scaling up their marketing team. So, and I actually like her style of tweeting. She's pretty good. So
I'm sure you do.
No, I mean, she's really, I think she's just gets it, understands how to fit into crypto Twitter, hiring people, signing contracts, budgeting resources, focusing our strategy, have a new marketing team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, let's see if Algorand gets their shit together. Maybe this new CEO is really going to make it happen. We'll see. But I'm impressed. She followed me. She knows what she's doing.
There you go. I wonder what, yeah, let's not go there. I'm going to crack a little jokey joke, but I didn't want to offend any of our 4%ers out there.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's not do that. Anyway, but anyway, 4%. I do. I'm impressed that she liked it and she followed it because, I'm sitting here being critical of Algorand, but it sounds like from her other tweets that she agrees. Like that's a problem, that they're not getting the messaging out correctly and they're not hitting the right people. So I'm glad to see it.
Well, that might be a relationship that you could leverage into another area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I thought so.
All right. This is one I'm going to link to. But remember how we were talking a couple of weeks ago about that new Lens protocol and the fact they didn't have any demo apps? They actually did launch a demo app later. But this is a thread on all kinds of innovation in Web3, which is pretty fascinating. But the first several tweets are about projects that are using Lens protocol. That's the Web3 social media network by Platform and by Aave. And so this was really fascinating for me, and I want to take a deeper dive into some of these. So I'm putting a link to this thread in the show notes so that people can check it out and read through it.
No, well, we're big Aave fans, so anything that extends that platform like that, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm wondering if they're thinking along the lines of, how like one of Musk's initiative for Twitter is, the in-app payments or whatever.
Yep.
Within Twitter, probably using Doge is my guess. But I'm wondering in that Aave scenario, if there's thought, along those lines, since they're doing the social media piece.
Yeah, no, they totally could.
Yeah.
Hey, our buddies, we missed this last week, but our buddies at Cometh raised $10 million. And it's, from what I could see from the article, solely focused on games. But that's something that you and I need to talk about some more offline is what's going on with their swap platform, their DEX. So,
no, if they're not, exactly.
Yeah.
No, those are good guys. Who were those names? Was it Francois?
The president of the French Ethereum Foundation. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I used to engage with him a lot in Telegram when I was in there, but I just haven't been in that channel at all.
Let me see if he's got his name in here because he's great. He is a great guy. I interviewed him on another show previously. So,
I don't see it. Serena.
Oh, that's the whole article.
Shima, Serena, and IDO Collab Ventures. All right, who led it? White Star
Oh,
Capital.
sorry.
No, that's okay. That's good.
Oh, those are some good names though.
Yeah.
Shima, IDEO. That's big money. That's good. Jerome.
Jerome.
Taishi.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Founder
Good.
and galactic counselor. Yes.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Just top-notch guy. He bent over backwards to help us on a couple of projects,
Yeah, he's cool.
Solid team. And look, he's legit. He's president of Ethereum France and well connected, really just genuinely good guy, nice guy. So I'm glad to see this. I do want to take another dive with them into their games again. I'm wondering if the actual play components of it have improved since the last time you and I messed with it. So we'll see. I know you actively played it. So
yeah, I actually still have one of the NFTs of their spaceships.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't seem to be doing anything anymore. Like it looks like it's dead. Like somehow I got upgraded out of ownership or something. It's probably something I need to figure out. But yeah, no, you go around and you're in these different universes or galaxies and you try to catch these asteroids. You know me, I love asteroid mining.
Yeah, of course.
And you get to that, but it just kind of, there's people there with big fleets that have sort of done the math to figure out where everything's going. So, if you know calculus and things, it can be very helpful, but you don't need to know. You just got to, trial and error it. But,
Right.
After a while, there's people making bank on that every month. I didn't have the time to do that. And, me, it's like, once you get into these first person games and things, you come back to something that is
Passive.
And it's like kind of lose my interest pretty quick.
Yeah, my son wasn't interested. Tried to get him in it, but he just wasn't interested.
But I think if they take that to the next level, user feel, appearance, all of that, the interface, I think it could be pretty cool. Like if you were flying in first person in a spaceship, landing it on an asteroid and then doing the stuff for real instead of just, holding the button down, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's probably where they're going.
So they're introducing other games, both related and unrelated to Cometh Battle. And then they say they're going to do some innovative things on how to use blockchain in games. And look, I think they're the team that can do it. So we'll see.
Well,
but I'm glad to see them raising this round.
One other thing, I never played Cometh Battle. I was out of there before that, but I remember people talking about it. And that's when you can go in and jack other ships for their loot.
Oh, nice.
So you can actually battle for it.
That's very cool.
These are real tokens too. I mean, you can sell on exchanges. So it's not like you're just playing for some obscure points. You are playing for money.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So anyway, congrats to them. Let's see what else I have. Oh, DeFi Llama, which I don't know why this took them so long. DeFi Llama has launched their own yield farming dashboard. So, competing with Multifarm, competing with CoinDex, etc. So it's pretty basic, but it allows you to filter by stable coins, by chain, just like the others, not a big difference. UST has dropped to 15.67% yield.
What is that? This dot finance?
DeFiLlama.com.
.com.
Oh, this is odd though. So they launched. You can see, this is weird. You can see. Oh, maybe they have links. No, they don't. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm like, where the hell are the links? Yeah, when I had the window shrunk, you couldn't see the where you're getting those yields. So UST 15.67% on Phantom is at Beefy Finance. Stablecoin single-sided USDT staking at Seabridge, 11.42%. But anyway, I'm glad DeFi Llama is doing this because it makes total sense that they be in this game.
Which tab is this under? I sort of missed that.
I had a link that I went to.
Oh, got it.
At the top, see that blue button? You have that blue button that says yields.
Oh, got it. Yep. Oh, got it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So anyway, look at this. Ben Spirit, Spirit Swap voting token is paying 96.4% interest single staking. Boo's paying 38.65% single staking. So Frax paying 9.49% single staking at Beefy. Man, I spend a lot of time on Beefy these days.
Well, Luna UST on Osmosis, a 14-day lock is paying 34.5. A 1-day lock is paying 17.2. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then DAI USD, that's too low on Curve. All right.
Shit.
Yeah,
wait,
good stuff.
I'm in this silly farm. I put a few $100 in this PAE-FTM farm. Evidently, it's currently paying 10,348%.
All right, would you make another nickel today or what?
Probably.
No.
That's awesome.
See.
Outlook. Look at the outlooks on every yield farm. Oh, stable up. Tomb WFTM. Tomb FTM. Well, this is interesting, this little categorization. I wonder how they're calculating this.
Oh, wow. Okay. They got a good, if you click the projects one, it shows a good ranking of the, TVL, where it is, what protocols.
Oh, you can filter by that's cool.
List your protocol.
That's awesome.
Overview. Yeah, that's a good source. We're going to have to start. I mean, look,
I actually like the way they've done this interface. I would like more filter tools. Multi-farm is much better in terms of filter. You can filter on specific levels of TVL and that kind of thing. So they've got more, but for a first run, this looks pretty good.
Okay, you can do something with, like, I was just messing around. You can do high lows on the APYs just by just clicking on it. It goes both ways. Yeah, like your PAE WaveAx one. Is that the one you? Yeah, that's got the highest APY. Is that the one you were in? PAE dash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also I think you can do it by sort by, well, that's Outlook, chains. I was going to say TVL. Can you sort by TVL? Yep, you can sort by TVL.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, I think the other ones you've referenced in the past have more data for someone who is running something more algorithmic, but this is enough right here to get you started.
No, it's pretty nice.
I wonder if they're just listing it. They're not fine. Yeah. Okay. So they're not, well, it would be interesting to see how they're pulling the price in, the yield stuff in. Is that just coming off another site, or is it Oracle based? What?
Yeah.
But cool. Super cool find.
I like these switches. That's good. Nice. So that'll be in the show notes as well, folks. Let's see what else I got. This site Third Web I've looked at before that provides some pre-built development. Like you can launch a NFT marketplace using some pre-built smart contracts they have. Mm-hmm. They've launched an entire Web3 Python SDK, and I took a little bit of a dive into it. And essentially, if you know how to write Python, there's basically not anything you can't do in the smart contract world now using this SDK and Python. So this is really a powerful offering. I'm actually pretty impressed with this. I was impressed with their stuff previously. So, Niblet says FTM Tomb on Terra paying 200% at the moment. Since Tomb pegged to FTM, less than permanent loss potential. So that's nice. That makes a lot of sense. I'm so nervous about Tomb, man, because of Harry Yee and his games that he's playing over there. But that's actually sounds pretty good if it can maintain the peg, that 200% ATM on that. So
yeah.
Anyway, I think this is great. Opens up a lot of opportunity. It's the thing I'm always raging about with Algorand. And what's the JavaScript based one? I think it was one of the ones that Facebook created that spun out of there was JavaScript based. I mean, to me, that's a gigantic opportunity right now, recruiting Python and JavaScript developers and giving them all the tools they need to work on the blockchain and create dApps. To me, that's a huge opportunity. So this is great. This is brilliant. I encourage everybody to take a look at it if you get a chance, especially if you're a developer or you've worked in Python, et cetera. Could be a great way for you to create some of your projects and ideas that you have. And like I said, they give you building blocks. You can start off with some initial stuff and then build on it with their SDK. So you don't even have to write the initial code for marketplaces, token airdrops, loot boxes, issuing tokens. It's pretty good. So let's see. Google is building an entire team focused on Web3 and supporting developers building Web3 projects. I'm assuming primarily to host on Google Cloud. Oh yeah, that's who they're quoting. Vice President at Google Cloud, Amit Zaveri, said that they are building an entire team to focus on supporting folks that are building on Web3 on the Google Cloud infrastructure. So that's another good sign when a company like Google develops and dedicates a team to it. You know that there's probably more growth to come. Let's say, oh, this is Juno, Joe.
Somebody got fired.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, this is the kind of dumb shit that it
was like the founder or the CEO or whatever that did it.
He did it.
He sent the wrong fucking he sent the transaction hash instead of the wallet address to the developer. And first of all, the backstory on this is, you know why they were doing this?
No, why?
Because they seized the $30+ million from this.
Oh,
we
that
talked
one
about
whale.
this a couple
Yeah.
of months ago. The whale who was fucking around with the airdrops and the governance stuff. They seized, the community voted to seize that whale's wallet, or $34 million in that whale's wallet that he got through, disreputable means. And this was the $34 million. It was supposed to go to all the people that voted to fuck this guy over, which makes you kind of wonder about the incentives there. It's like, oh, wait a minute. This is a chain that if somebody wants to, could make up shit about me and get the community to vote to take my money, and then the community votes to give themselves all the money. Seems to me there's some incentive misalignment there on being able to seize money and then distribute it to the people who are voting to seize the money.
Did he actually send it to his wife, or what happened?
No, he didn't send it to anybody. It's locked up in a fucking non-existent wallet. The transaction
so it's just in oblivion.
Yeah, it can never be touched.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's so bad. 36 million. It's just pitiful.
So, yeah, I mean, so I guess still, even if it's a multi-sig wallet, one person at the end is still cutting and pasting something.
Well, they were putting in they created I'm sure they created a specialized smart contract for this situation, because it wasn't the same thing they built into the system, right? And so they had to seize the developer had to first seize the 36 million, and then with the smart contract, and then had to take the 36 million and disperse it out to everybody, whatever the formula was for disbursement to everybody, probably based on tokens held or evenly distributed, whatever. And when he was writing the code for the disbursement part, he just took the transaction hash that the guy gave him instead of the wallet address, and the guy gave him the transaction hash instead of the wallet address, and just pasted it in. So when the smart contract executed, that 36 million went to a wallet that didn't really exist and created this locked up of the 36 million. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be feeling pretty stupid after that. Or
and look, you already have a community problem, right? First of all, you built a system that somebody could easily game. Then they game it, and then your community votes to basically just kind of fuck all of the concept of decentralization, code is law, et cetera, et cetera. And then you fuck up the fact that you're trying to send everybody the money they voted to seize.
Is there a way to, let me ask a question. So that false send to the transaction ID wallet, can you look at that and see that they're there?
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can see it on chain. And a transaction hash, I think, is typically longer than an actual wallet address. So I think what happened is they paste that in, but then the software probably for the send took whatever the number of characters was correct in the wallet and took that piece and just sent it to that wallet. And so that wallet exists out there, but it was never actually created by someone. So nobody has the seed phrase and nobody has the private key. All right. So it's just this wallet that was created for this that now nobody can get into.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there was a way to game that, since they've already broken the rules a couple times.
No.
And have erred on the side of stupidity a few times.
Yeah.
If you could like say it went there and then actually loot the till.
Chuck's right. Who sends a chunk of money like that without pre-flighting the same transaction with some tiny amount first? Sounds like a bunch of idiots all around. The entire project's a bunch of idiots, from as far as I'm concerned. They're just fucked at this point. Anybody that would bother with it is just dumb.
Yeah.
And I think this is like Cosmo or Polkadot based.
Yeah, it's on one of those because I see it talked about in the channel where there's a lot of Cosmos people there.
Yeah, Cosmos. Yep.
Yeah, there was a big debate when they were seizing that wallet because they were like, everybody's like, well, so now they're pissed because he figured out how to game the system, and so it's like he maybe broke the spirit of the rules, but he didn't steal anything. He just gamed it. Exactly. And then they go, oh, that's not fair. You got smarter than us.
Exactly.
And then they take the wallet. And I mean, $36 million. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You're not suing the shit out of people at that point. Or chasing people down, one or the other.
Seizing money out of my wallet. That's just insane. This is a great thread by Puntium at Ken Dieter, where he outlines all of the potential attack vectors, or 9 of the potential attack patterns in DeFi that everyone should know about. So first one is Oracle attacks, right? Intercepting Oracle calls and sending the wrong price data. So using an Oracle that's not secure can screw people up. Flash loan attacks like Beanstalk Farms, which we talked about, and governance attacks, which was also Beanstalk Farms, because a flash loan attack was used to manipulate the governance to send themselves all the money. Front running, which is hopefully going to start being solved with some of the MEV protection capabilities being built out, but it's still a risk. And so if they know that a DAO is going to, or somebody is going to be sending a large amount of money, they can front run it if they can see it winding up and gearing up. Admin keys, there last year, somebody got hacked with a phishing attack. And the CEO, they had a single sign-on wallet, and the CEO got scammed in a phishing attack and gave up the private key for the wallet. And so they were hacked. Insecure front ends, we talk about this a lot. The web interfaces of DeFi are incredibly dangerous. You can have a rogue developer that can put code in to send all the money that gets deposited to his wallet instead of a vault. Or you could have somebody that hacks the Web3 front end development to do that. That's a big risk. And we've already seen it happening. Social engineering, it's kind of what we were talking about earlier, which is getting into a protocol and getting private keys or some other method of hacking because you social engineer people into believing you're somebody else and get the information you need. Social account takeovers. So somebody could take over a Twitter account and make somebody give up their assets, or they could take over a Twitter account and FUD a project. Layer 1 attacks. Low hash rate proof of work chains or low market cap proof of stake chains can be attacked, right? You get over 50%. Anyway, great thread. It'll be in the show notes. Good things for everybody to keep aware of and be safe out there. Let's see what else we got. Oh, the entire venture capital investing is slowing down everywhere except, can you guess, Joe?
DeFi infrastructure.
There you go. DeFi in general, crypto in general. DeFi venture capitalists are in deep, just like, Google dedicating a team. Venture capitalists can see that, any investments that they make now not only pay off faster because it's token based, but also that the potential upside and growth for these projects that are building innovation, building infrastructure, as you said, there's a giant opportunity there. So I'm really happy to see that's happening. I'm seeing it currently with Walken, with some major investors coming into that project. They're not slowing down. And I think this is going to be a first for crypto. in a downturn to have the VC market keep growing during a downturn.
Yeah, I mean, look, they know what's happening.
Yep.
And they're not stopping because BTC's, a 10-month low off 50% off the high right now.
Yep.
They know where it's going next.
Exactly.
So this is where you basically hunker down, build your stacks, and wait for the next expansion.
Yep. I'm excited about this one, man. Bancor 3 version 3 is launching this week. I think Bancor is going to suck up a shit ton of liquidity across DeFi with this new version. So much good shit in it. You guys can listen to my interview. Go on to missiondefi.com and search for Bancor. The two of the primary top team members there detailed everything that's coming out in version 3, but it really changes the game for liquidity. Built-in and permanent loss protection, auto compounding rewards, single-sided staking on all pools because it's BNT on the other side of it that the protocol owns. Just all kinds of absolutely amazing shit in this protocol. I really, truly believe this one is going to, I think Bancor is going to redeem themselves from being the original AMM and kind of falling by the wayside in terms of attention to being a protocol that's going to dominate a lot of liquidity. So I'm really excited for the guys, and I think this is going to be big stuff for them. Okay. Instagram is going to integrate NFTs from Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, and Flow. So people are going to be able to display their NFTs in Instagram. That is going to drive some adoption, get people interested in the other NFTs that people have. Artists are going to be able to post their NFTs that they have for sale. So I think it's a very strong move by Instagram, but I think it's a great way for more people to become familiar with the space. So this to me is a very exciting move.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's that's sort of, I know people are moving on from it to other platforms some, but that's sort of where a lot of Gen Zers operate.
Yeah.
And everybody that's moving beyond Facebook to hit new audiences going into there. Now, sure, it's not Snapchat or anything like that. But, even I had a guy that Formula One racing guy asked for my IG, and I was like, I don't really do Insta, but here's my daughters.
Oh, great, Joe.
No, it's more for just feeding that race car course.
I'm just kidding.
No, I cleared it with her first because I thought of that as well. But she's like, I hardly ever use it. So
Joe handing off his daughter's Insta to a Italian racing executive. Yeah. That's good. That's
probably not too smart, is it? But
so let's talk about algorithmic stable coins. Terra had a rough weekend. UST lost its peg. Much FUD into the Twitter space. People were beating the shit out of UST, Terra, Luna. And I think justifiably so. Now, Do Kwon, came out and vociferously defended it, said it's just bullshit. People are fudding us, blah, blah, blah. It'll return to peg. And I think it returned back to close to peg. But I don't know. To me, loaning $750 million to market makers to defend your peg does not an algorithmic stablecoin make.
No.
I mean, they could argue that it's still algorithmic in the way it maintains its peg because of action that's happening on exchanges. But no, I can't.
But they're maintaining it. They're the ones by supplying liquidity to the other players. They're the ones maintaining the peg.
Because it's a token that doesn't even get used much.
Yeah. I did see over the weekend that they bought another $1.5 billion of BTC or whatever, last couple of days.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting to then see it just get destroyed.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people have been, waiting on this in some of the channels, waiting for this correction, everybody calling it.
Yeah.
And people were starting to sell last week because it was the only thing moving, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Well, and that's what drove its peg down. Everybody started dumping this weekend.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah. And of course, there's also a bunch of news going on that Jump, who's a backer of this, is dumping ETH to buy UST to help it maintain the peg. And friggin' Jump, man, from screwing over an old man out of his domain name to having to pay off the $650 million that Wormhole screwed up, to, having to pile all their money into defending the peg for Terra. I'm going to personally make one of my portfolio checklists include avoid jump-backed protocols.
Shit.
Now, there's an argument to be made for a venture capital group that works so hard on behalf of their investments. But at this point, I'm not enthusiastic about jump-based protocols at this point. So,
yeah, there was somebody, like you said, there was some wallet over the weekend. I saw this on one of my channels, was swapping 1,000 ETH to USDT to UST every few minutes.
Yeah,
approximately 30,000 ETH swapped.
It's crazy.
They transferred 20,000 ETH to Binance. So that's probably one of those defender wallets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Over 100,000 Cubans now using cryptocurrency.
That's fast.
I like to see it. Yeah. I like to see it. We get a lot of Cuban news down here in Miami, Joe, and they have their own segment of folks who are a little crazed there. They've been starting a revolution in Cuba for about 40 years now, and they do that with car flags and protests on Calle Ocho. But I'm glad to see this, because ultimately I think the thing that overthrows dictators is financial freedom in a lot of places where it's socialist or communist dictatorial regimes. And I think that giving people a taste of financial freedom when you are in such bad economic straits in a country is an opportunity for them to say, well, fuck the rest of the financial world, and we're in control of our own economics, and also give people a little bit of a taste of markets and some freedom financially, and get, reduce some unrest in that country. So I assume I'm hoping the government will say, you know what, we need to embrace this, but who knows?
Well, no, I'll tell you, remember we covered this last week. They legalized crypto,
right?
But you have to have a license with the central bank, I believe. So they must have realized that, because I don't think it goes from 0 to 100,000 in 5 days.
Right.
So to me, they must have gone, we got to try to get ahead of this somehow. But again, you're going to have official licensed central bank ones versus black market, gray market ones. It seems like that market's already there and going.
Yep. So looks like it's rolling.
Yeah,
you're right. I'd forgotten they'd get legalized getting licenses. That's great.
Yeah, but they're still trying to control it, so. Of
course. Well, and they will try, and then they'll figure out they can't.
Exactly. This is all great news.
Yeah.
Like you said, for remittances, families sending money back to their families. Yeah, totally.
You don't have to get screwed by Western Union anymore.
Yeah. And so eventually one of these
10% of your fucking money.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of a travesty in general, but I figure now you probably can buy stuff with crypto there, and there'll probably be companies that get the licenses to strap out the ATMs.
Yep.
And you probably have to pay a transaction fee for that, but this is good.
Yeah, it's great news. Great news. I talked about the Bitcoin. I've talked about the Green Fear Index. Oh, this is it. Margin call. Sailor's margin calls at 21,000.
Yep.
So just keep an eye on that.
There's his CFO was on talking about it. They evidently have a whole bunch. Like, they borrowed from Silvergate. I think it was 25% LTV ratio on a loan to buy more Bitcoin. But they secured Bitcoin. So I think that when that call comes in at 21,000, they have to post more. And he said they have plenty of uncollateralized BTC.
Oh, that's good.
To move it up. So the good thing is they only borrowed at 25%, and the margin call kicks in at 50%.
Nice.
So, unlike going to Aave and taking 85%, where you're going to get liquidated on moves like, we've seen lately.
Exactly.
That's going to be interesting. I'm kind of waiting for that wick to hit, and that might be the point, 21,000. Or it bottoms, because they're going to have to start buying.
Well, there's a lot of people saying 18 to 20 something. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, I'm more than ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
And everybody else, don't forget, this is a good thing, because when it hits those bounces, they're big V's.
Yep.
When everybody finally says enough, and it just rockets back. So keep some dry powder ready.
Well, and I think it's like what I said in that tweet. I think that's where we can break the correlation, right? Mm-hmm. When everybody outside of crypto sees the plummet and goes, fucking Bitcoin sucks, blah, 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 blah. But also then looks at stocks and sees the exact same thing or worse. But then if there's a massive bounce off these low numbers, that's when people go, oh, nothing, stocks aren't bouncing, but Bitcoin bounced, right? And I think that's what gets people in and helps us move off a correlation. So I'm hopeful for that. We'll see. We'll see. This is fascinating. Theta Labs and Sony launched spatial reality NFTs. I didn't know that Sony had this display, but Sony has, I really want to see one of these in person. Sony has this thing called a spatial reality display that makes things look like they're objects you can touch that are digital, like fucking Star Trek shit. Like I had no idea this existed. So I am very excited about this. I really want to see this in person, but it's very cool because you can get these displays right now are $5,000, but people that have a ton of NFT investments, like now they can display them like objects. But guess what? This opens the door up for 3D artists big time in the NFT space because more people buy these, the price is going to drop. Then they get them down to maybe, $1,000, $2,000 eventually, maybe $500 later on. Now the whole world's got, three-dimensional renderings of NFTs. That's a boost to the market, I think. Like being able to have, something that looks really cool as a 3D art and it looks real sitting on your counter or in your shelf. I think that has huge potential, just giant potential. So I'm really glad to see this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, even think about like a big screen home theater type setup.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Games, movies.
Hey, can you see the video on screen right now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I blew it up full size. I just wanted to see if they show a good image of it doing it. But yeah, screw it. Anyway, so I think this is a very cool concept. I'm excited to see what else happens out of this, but I think it's a great idea. And that's it for me, Joe. You got anything you want to bring up?
I sent some links into the channel, but I don't know. Let me see where
I'll let you do it.
I was having some issues over here with the camera. So hold on, let me pull this up, see what was left. So what are you going to do the rest of the day? Take a nap? No, I mean, of course.
No, I'm going to. I actually have a website edits to finish up and some deck work, and then I want to go back and work on those flowcharts, buddy.
Yeah, no, excellent. All right, so let me just switch back. Just a few things. We kind of touched on a lot of it already, but let me see what we got here. StreamYard, share screen. The stuff on the hash rate.
Okay.
This one. So this is just on CME. So when we talk about, all the on and off exchange movements of Bitcoin, you can see here clearly that, basically people are setting up. And if you look here, this was basically going into the November sell-off when that dropped. So you could see those interested because everybody was expecting it. Now you see it here. So it's important to watch where this goes the next week, in my mind. Does it go back up in this range or does it come back into here? What does it do? But it just shows that some people are preparing to catch that knife. And then this one I thought was kind of interesting. Something about it. And some people in Spain were trying to confirm this for me this morning, but Spanish regulator ordering Binance to stop offering BTC and crypto derivatives. Now, I don't know if that's BTC derivatives or BTC or blah, blah, blah. So there's something going on there. It hasn't been confirmed by anybody in the chat where I picked it up, but definitely just something to, if you're looking for something negative, there's something for you. I'm trying to stay away from that. This is the wallet swapping out shit. And then, and this was we'll close on this one. We talk a lot about VPNs, and I was getting concerned just because, we've talked about a lot of groups we know have developer teams in Russia.
Right.
And their comms are getting monitored, and anybody who's talking to, say, American IP addresses is, they're getting in trouble. So, we talk about VPNs. This is about how much people are downloading VPNs in Russia right now.
Oh, nice.
Like
that's good to know.
Everybody's downloading them. They said it's been
awesome.
Like, I think it was 25. Let me see here. Since the war started in February, VPNs have been downloaded in Russia by hundreds of thousands a day. Massive surge. I think we got wow, that's supposed to be a chart, but it doesn't look like it's going to display it. Oh, here we go. So you can see the daily downloads of the 10 most popular VPNs. And the big one, I guess, is the one on Lithuania, Surfshark. But you can see what happened. I mean, it just skyrocketed to almost half a million a day.
Love that.
And then it's kind of slowed down, but we're still like holding in that like 300,000 a day range. So what is that? 60 odd days at least. So, that's 30 million VPN downloads. Now, I don't know. There's in the article, it talks about how some, download a free one as long as they can. Because, they're doing the same thing we did. They're streaming Netflix from other places.
Of course.
Getting content sites and doing stuff like that. But they're also getting news.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of in a full, controlled news bubble. But this shows, with everybody on Telegram there, I was just shocked that they're not doing this like crazy already. And then you see an article and they are. So this is good news. And that was the only other thing I had on top of what you had. So
cool.
I'm good to go.
All right, buddy. Let's call it a day.
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting the show notes ready while you're talking.
Yeah. So you have everything there.
All right, boys and girls, thank you very much for listening and watching. We love you. We appreciate you. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you do enjoy the show, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on YouTube, click the little bell so you get alerted when we launch a new episode. Got a bunch of podcasts coming out this week for Mission DeFi as well. And hit the subscribe button. I did that already, didn't I? Click the thumbs up. That's what I need. Thumbs up. Click the thumbs up on all of our videos. Just go to all of our videos and just hit thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, and then leave comments too. That'd be good. So, we love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for listening and watching. Joe, have a lovely afternoon.
All right, you too, buddy. And thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.